Welcome to Exploring the Self, Philosopher's Quest for Insight. Prepare yourself for a fun and interesting look into the bizarre world of selfhood as seen by some of the greatest minds in history. Come along on this journey with me as we explore the secrets of the self, interspersed with amusing storytelling, weird animations, and perhaps even a few memes that tackle philosophy. We're bringing philosophy to life in ways you've never seen before, from considering the purpose of life to doubting our own existence. So, fasten your seatbelt and get ready to set out on an entertaining and informative journey of self-discovery. The life of the philosophers. The first philosopher we have is Socrates, born in Athens in 469 BCE, is considered the founder of Western philosophy. He is known for his method of questioning and his emphasis on critical thinking and self-knowledge. He held that moral development and human growth depended on self-awareness. He maintained that we can increase our understanding of ourselves and work towards self-improvement by critically analyzing our own beliefs, morals, and behaviors. The famous words of Socrates are, "Know thyself." In 399 BCE, Socrates was put on trial and sentenced to death for corrupting the youth and impiety. The trial and execution of Socrates have become iconic events in Western history and have been the subject of much debate and analysis. The teachings and theories of Socrates have had a significant impact on Western philosophy and thought. Scholars and philosophers are still motivated by his emphasis on challenging authority and discovering the truth using reason and reflection. Plato, born in Athens in 427 BCE, was a Greek philosopher and mathematician. He was a student of Socrates and the founder of the Academy in Athens, the first institution of higher learning in the Western world. His theory of the self centers around the concept of the soul. He believed that the soul is immortal and pre-exists our physical existence. According to Plato, the soul is divided into three parts: reason, spirit, and appetite. The goal of life is to harmonize these three parts and achieve a just and virtuous life. He believed that the secrets of the universe might be discovered by mathematics. His theory of forms and his discovery of the 5 regular polyhedra, now referred to as the Platonic solids, are what made him most famous. His contributions to mathematics have had a long-lasting effect on the area, and his work is still studied and honored today. Moving along, we have St. Augustine, born on November 13th, 354 CE in Thagaste, Numidia, present-day Souk Ahras, Algeria, was a prominent theologian and philosopher. He is best known for his influential works such as Confessions and City of God, which explored profound topics such as faith, sin, and the nature of God. Augustine's change from a life of worldly pursuits to a devoted Christian faith was a defining feature of his intellectual journey. He is renowned for having documented his own intellectual and spiritual growth in his autobiographical work, Confessions, which continues to be recognized as a timeless masterwork of spiritual reflection. His conception of the self is among his most important philosophical contributions. He maintained that the human nature is essentially flawed and disposed to wrongdoing. Augustine believed that the only paths to true happiness and fulfillment were a close relationship with God and the pursuit of virtue. Augustine, a Roman African bishop of Hippo Regius, was a major influence on the development of Christian philosophy and theology. He is regarded as one of the most significant thinkers in Western intellectual history because his ideas continue to provoke and inspire theologians, philosophers, and believers alike. Now, do you know who is the father of modern philosophy? Yes, it's René Descartes, born on March 31st, 1596, in La Haye, en Touraine, France, was a highly influential philosopher and mathematician. He is famous for his groundbreaking work, Meditations on First Philosophy, and his development of Cartesian dualism. Descartes emphasized the importance of reason and logic as the foundation for knowing the universe. By expressing the well-known phrase, cogito ergo sum, I think, therefore I am, he established the basis for rationality and the scientific approach. His contributions transformed a number of disciplines, such as philosophy, physics, and mathematics, and he had a lasting impression on intellectual history. John Locke, born on August 29, 1632, in Rington, Somerset, England, was a prominent philosopher and political theorist of the Enlightenment era. His influential works, such as 2 treatises of government and an essay concerning human understanding, shaped modern ideas of individualism, liberalism, and the social contract. Locke's philosophy emphasized the importance of reason, natural rights, and the consent of the governed. He argued that political power should be derived from the people and that governments should protect individual rights and promote the general welfare. His ideas laid the groundwork for democratic principles and had a profound impact on the development of modern political thought. In addition to his political philosophy, Locke made significant contributions to epistemology and the theory of knowledge. He proposed that all human beings are born with a blank slate, or tabula rasa, and that knowledge is acquired through experience and sensory perception. This empiricist perspective challenged prevailing notions of innate knowledge and shaped the field of psychology. Locke's ideas continue to be influential in various fields, including politics, philosophy, and education. His advocacy for individual rights, limited government, and the pursuit of knowledge has had a lasting impact on the development of democratic societies and the understanding of human nature. Now, do you know who's philosopher known for his empiricist philosophy, skepticism, and naturalism? Yes, it's David Hume, born on May 7, 1711, in Edinburgh, Scotland, was a philosopher and historian of the Scottish Enlightenment era. His philosophy emphasized the importance of experience and sensory perception in shaping human knowledge and understanding. He argued against the existence of innate ideas and posited that all ideas are derived from experience. His skepticism extended to religious belief and the notion of causality, which he argued could not be demonstrated through reason alone. Immanuel Kant, born on April 22, 1724, in Russia, was a highly influential figure of the Enlightenment period. His philosophical work focused primarily on the nature of knowledge, ethics, and the limits of human reason, and he is widely regarded as one of the most important philosophers of the modern era. Kant developed a unique theory of self. According to Kant, the self is not an empirical entity that can be directly observed or known through experience. Instead, he argued that the self is a transcendental unity of apperception, which is a necessary condition for all of our conscious experiences. This philosopher is the founder of psychoanalysis. He is Sigmund Freud, born on May 6, 1856, in Czech Republic, is revolutionary theories on the unconscious mind, dreams, and the psychosexual stages of development have had a profound impact on psychology and culture. Freud's work, including the interpretation of dreams and the psychopathology of everyday life, delved into the hidden motivations and conflicts that shape human behavior. He introduced concepts such as the ID, ego, and superego, and explored the importance of early childhood experiences in shaping adult personality. Next, we have Gilbert Ryle, was a British philosopher known for his influential work in the field of philosophy of mind. He famously criticized the concept of the ghost in the machine and argued for a more nuanced understanding of the mind-body relationship. Ryle's most notable work, The Concept of Mind, challenged the traditional Cartesian dualism and proposed a more holistic view of human cognition and behavior. He emphasized the importance of studying human actions and behavior in their social and linguistic contexts. Ryle's ideas continue to shape contemporary philosophy and have had a profound impact on the field of cognitive science. His contributions have paved the way for a deeper understanding of the complex nature of human consciousness and the mind. Paul Churchland, born on October 21, 1942, is a prominent Canadian philosopher known for his work in the field of philosophy of mind and cognitive science. He has made significant contributions to our understanding of consciousness, perception, and the nature of the mind-brain relationship. Churchland's groundbreaking ideas, such as eliminative materialism, challenge traditional philosophical notions and propose a more scientific approach to studying the mind. His work continues to shape the field and inspire new avenues of research in cognitive neuroscience. One of Churchland's notable theories is his view on the self. And the last philosopher we have is Maurice Merleau-Ponty, born on March 14, 1908, was a French philosopher known for his contributions to phenomenology and existentialism. His work explores the relationship between perception, embodiment, and the lived experience of the body in the world. Merleau-Ponty's innovative ideas on perception and the intertwining of the mind and body continue to influence fields such as philosophy, psychology, and cognitive science. One of Merleau-Ponty's notable theories is his view on the self. The philosopher's major contribution in explaining the self. The main contribution of Socrates to the study of the self is his emphasis on self-awareness and introspection, which is summed up in his well-known sayings, "Know thyself." By encouraging critical self-reflection and discussion, he pushed people to challenge their assumptions and views in order to gain a better understanding of who they are and the moral qualities that guide them. Plato's major contribution to our understanding of the self lies in his theory of the tripartite soul, which divides the self into rational, spirited, and appetitive components. This framework continues to influence modern psychology and philosophy, providing insights into human behavior, motivation, and moral development. His emphasis on the pursuit of knowledge and self-reflection as essential for a virtuous life remains relevant today in fields such as ethics and education. St. Augustine's major contribution to our understanding of the self lies in his exploration of the inner life, particularly through his concept of the inner self, or the self as a journey. Augustine emphasized introspection, the examination of one's inner thoughts and feelings, and the idea of the self as deeply interconnected with God. This has influenced us on the nature of identity, introspection, spirituality, and the pursuit of self-knowledge. René Descartes' major contribution to our understanding of the self lies in his formulation of Cartesian dualism, which posits that the mind, or consciousness, and body are distinct entities. This concept has influenced modern philosophy, psychology, and neuroscience, shaping debates about the nature of consciousness, identity, and the mind-body relationship. John Locke's contributions to the understanding of the self had an important effect on philosophy and political thinking, particularly in concepts such as individual rights, the pursuit of pleasure, and the role of government as a guardian of natural rights. His theories shaped the basis of American democracy by highlighting the significance of individual liberty and the consent of the governed, which were major tenets in the Declaration of Independence. David Hume's skeptical view of personal identity has made a fundamental contribution to our understanding of the self. Rather than putting forth the idea of a permanent, unchanging self, he focused on the value of continuity in experience. This calls into question accepted ideas of a stable, unchanging self and promotes a deeper comprehension of identity and consciousness. The nature of the self and personal identity is still a topic of discussion in contemporary philosophy, psychology, and neuroscience classes because to Hume's theories. Immanuel Kant's idea of the transcendental ego is one of his most significant contributions to the philosophy of self. He maintained that experience requires the presence of the self, or ego, even though it cannot be immediately known through empirical observation. According to Kant, the self is a single, self-aware awareness that combines all of our senses and offers a framework for understanding the outside world. Sigmund Freud's major contributions to the theory of self have had a lasting impact on modern psychology and culture. His concepts of the unconscious mind, defense mechanisms, and psychosexual development continue to influence various fields. Freud's emphasis on the importance of early childhood experiences in shaping personality and behavior has led to advancements in psychotherapy and counseling techniques. Additionally, his exploration of the unconscious has influenced literary criticism, art interpretation, and popular culture, contributing to a deeper understanding of human motivation and behavior. Gilbert Ryle's major contribution lies in his critique of Cartesian dualism and his development of the concept of category mistake in philosophy. He argued against the idea of the mind as a separate entity from the body, proposing instead a view of the mind as inseparable from bodily actions and behaviors. Ryle's work has influenced contemporary philosophy of mind and language, contributing to the rejection of dualistic thinking and fostering a more holistic understanding of human experience. Paul Churchland, a philosopher of mind, has made significant contributions to the field of philosophy of neuroscience and neurophilosophy. His work emphasizes the importance of integrating neuroscience and philosophy to understand the nature of mind and consciousness. Churchland's ideas have influenced contemporary debates on topics such as the nature of consciousness, the mind-brain relationship, and the implications of neuroscience for our understanding of human cognition and behavior. Maurice Merleau-Ponty's major contribution lies in his philosophy of embodiment, which emphasizes the importance of the body in perception, cognition, and understanding the world. His ideas continue to influence fields such as phenomenology, cognitive science, psychology, and embodiment studies, offering insights into the lived experience and the relationship between mind and body. Implications, connections, applications of their philosophy to reality. Socrates' theory of self, as reflected in his emphasis on self-knowledge and the examined life, is closely connected to his views on reality. He believed that understanding oneself was essential for understanding the world around us. By examining one's beliefs, values, and assumptions, individuals can better perceive the truth and the nature of reality. Socrates' pursuit of wisdom through critical self-reflection aims to align the self with objective reality, fostering a deeper understanding of truth and virtue. Plato's theory of self, as expressed in his dialogues, posits that the true self exists beyond the physical realm, in the world of forms or ideas. This connection to reality suggests that the self's true nature transcends the material world and is grounded in eternal and immutable truths, providing a framework for understanding reality as an imperfect reflection of these higher forms. The applications of St. Augustine's theory of self to reality lie in its implications for understanding human identity, morality, and spirituality. By emphasizing the importance of the soul's connection to God, Augustine's philosophy provides a framework for ethical decision-making, personal growth, and spiritual development. It offers guidance on how individuals can seek meaning and fulfillment by aligning their lives with divine truth and pursuing a deeper understanding of their relationship to the ultimate reality. René Descartes' theory of self centered on the concept of cogito ergo sum, I think, therefore I am, emphasizes the certainty of individual existence through self-awareness and rational thought. Applications of his theory to reality include its influence on modern philosophy, science, and epistemology, shaping ideas about the nature of consciousness, knowledge, and the mind-body relationship. John Locke's theory of self, emphasizing personal identity as continuity of consciousness and memory, has applications in various fields such as psychology, philosophy of mind, and ethics. It helps understand issues like personal identity, moral responsibility, and the nature of self-awareness in relation to reality. David Hume's theory of self challenges traditional notions of a unified, enduring self. Its application to reality lies in fostering skepticism about the nature of personal identity and encouraging a more fluid understanding of the self as a bundle of perceptions and experiences. This perspective can inform various fields, such as philosophy, psychology, and sociology, by prompting critical inquiry into how individuals construct their identities and perceive reality. Immanuel Kant's theory of the self can be used to comprehend moral agency, perception, and human cognition. It influences disciplines like philosophy, psychology, and epistemology by clarifying how people create their conception of reality through subjective experiences and cognitive processes. Sigmund Freud's theory of the self, particularly his concept of the unconscious mind and defense mechanisms, has applications in psychoanalysis, therapy, literature, and cultural studies. It helps in understanding human behavior, motivations, and mental health issues, offering insights into the complexities of human experience and interaction with reality. Gilbert Ryle's theory of self, known as the concept of mind, has applications in philosophy of mind, cognitive science, and psychology. Ryle rejected the Cartesian dualism of mind and body, arguing instead for a view of the self as an interconnected system of behaviors and dispositions. This perspective has implications for understanding human behavior, language, and social interaction, shedding light on the nature of consciousness and the relationship between mind and body. Paul Churchland's theory of the self. This calls into question established notions of selfhood and has implications for our understanding of reality, since it implies that our subjective experiences could be reduced to brain processes, which could change our conception of consciousness and reality itself. Maurice Merleau-Ponty's theory of self emphasizes the embodied nature of perception and consciousness, suggesting that our understanding of reality is fundamentally shaped by our bodily experiences and interactions with the world. This implies that reality is not solely objective, but is also constructed through subjective perception and bodily engagement, challenging traditional dualistic views of mind and body. Thank you for listening, everyone. Have a lovely day ahead. Bye-bye.